Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Doing well. How are we doing?
Doing good. Obviously, yesterday when you took to the press conference, you had not seen your team practice. You were walking into practice, so you didn't really know the status of what your team was going to look like tonight. After seeing them go through and run yesterday, how is their health going into tonight's tip-off versus Ole Miss?
I mean, I think we're better. I think we're healthier than we've been in a while. Dave is obviously okay. He's pretty much 100%. Eason's pretty much 100%, and Penson is a lot further along than he was on Saturday. So, I think we're as healthy as we've probably been in a month. We've still got some naggy stuff. Brandon Murray's hands hurt, and he'll play through that. But Gaines has a wrist issue that he'll continue to play through. But I think we're as healthy as we've probably been in 3 weeks to a month, and hopefully we can continue to move forward and kind of get back in rhythm tonight.
A lot of people have pointed at this part of your schedule as talking about the part that eases up from the competitive standpoint. But is this the most difficult part because of the things that you have to coach against, like the health of your squad, people knowing who you are, people being scouted, much like you have scouted your opponent a month and a half into the season? People have done the same to you. What's the challenges of coaching the second half part of the season when you have to deal with so many variables?
Well, I mean, look, I told the guys after the game Saturday, we're in a sprint. We got 10 SEC games left, and I gave them a number of how many we need to win. And, look, we're bunched up in the middle of this league, and we got a lot of work to do. There needs to be a hunger and an urgency and an air of desperation to us that we got to get back. We got to get back on track, and we got to get back going. So, that starts tonight, and then, certainly after tonight, we've got to go on the road and try to play better on the road. We're just not going to be a very good team if all we can do is win at home. And, they don't play the NCAA tournament at the PMAC if we're fortunate enough to make it. And so, we're going to have to start playing better away from home. And that's going to be a huge challenge as we have, we've got a couple road games after this game tonight, but we've got to play with a hunger and desperation tonight that, I thought our guys played hard Saturday, but I thought TCU was just a little hungrier, a little more desperate than we were. And TCU followed up with a huge win last night at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But, we've got to have a hunger and a desperation to us that, our backs are against the wall. We're in the middle of the pack in this deal, and we've got to start either creating separation or we're just a middle of the road team. And so we've got to start doing that tonight.
Coach, I thought that Gaines' maturity was on display Saturday. He very much looked confident out there, and I thought it was because of the month-long stretch that he had become your primary ball handler, or at least the guy from a point guard standpoint that you had counted on. How have you seen him grow in that time? Now that you got Pinson back and working him back into the mix, it seems like Gaines' confidence is sky high right now.
I mean, that's the benefit to having some of these, having some of these issues with injuries is, we've been able to develop some of these other guys. It's forced us to stick with Gaines for long periods of time, and he's certainly improved. He's gotten better. But, when we go back to, Penson getting back closer to where he can be, and, Gaines is not going to play 32 minutes a game, which we don't need anybody playing that much. We're playing guys way too much, which is why we wore down. I mean, Gaines and Murray both played 20 minutes in the second half. They never came out at TCU, and that's a major problem. And that's why we wore down there at the end of the game. So we've got to be cognizant of that. But certainly Gaines has improved because there's a lot of stuff. We can talk about it in practice. We can work on it in practice. But until you're in a game and until you're playing in a game, you just don't. That's the best way to learn is in a game and in game-like situations. And so Eric's certainly gotten better, and he's gonna be better off for it, and our team's gonna be better off for it as we come down the stretch here.
Deshaun Ruffin was named SEC Freshman of the Week for Ole Miss coming in tonight. You mentioned that they had a nice performance versus Kansas State on Saturday. They come into the PMAC tonight 11-10 overall and struggling a little bit in SEC play. What are the challenges that Coach Kermit Davis's squad present to you this evening?
I mean, look, Ruffin's a great player. He's McDonald's All-American. He does a great job getting to the rim, even though he's a smaller guy. He draws a ton of fouls. Very, very good. Very, very good free throw shooter, and draws a lot of fouls. They're physical. You know, they're going to change their defenses, which is something we haven't seen a lot. We've seen teams that play almost all man and maybe mix in a couple possessions of 2-3 zone. But, you know, they're going to play 1-3-1. They're going to play 2-3. They're going to play 1-3-1 to a 2-3. They're going to play 1-3-1 to man. They're going to play man and hedge ball screens. We've been playing against an ice basically for a month, which is a different ball screen coverage. And, you know, we've got to read the hedge a little bit better. We've got to do some different reads on the hedge. They're going to hard hedge with the 4 and the 5. So there's a lot of differences in what they do, you know, compared to really who we've been playing. And so hopefully we're prepared. We worked as hard as we could on it on Sunday and Monday, and we're going to have a spirited shoot around today. We're going to try to go a little bit harder and shoot around today, so hopefully we can set the tone and come out and play well tonight.
What have you seen from your offense over the last couple of weeks that maybe lends its hand to the struggles? What do you see that you're working on?
Well, I mean, a couple things. First off, the one good part about Saturday is the first time we didn't turn the ball over a ton. We spent a ton of time working on getting our turnovers under control. We're working on finishing right now. We got to finish better. Around the rim, and there's certainly a couple reasons for that, and some of the stuff we can't fix till the off season. But there are some technique things that we can fix now. And we went about trying to fix the turnovers starting about 2 weeks ago, and we're starting to see some dividends from that. We spent 10 minutes at the beginning of every practice working on that. We're going to spend 10 or 15 minutes after practice with a bunch of guys working on some of this finishing stuff, and so. You know, those are two huge areas. I mean, look, we scored over a point of possession on Saturday, which we haven't done very often against high major teams. And TCU's defense was 13th in the country. Our problem Saturday, believe it or not, wasn't our offense, which it has been for most of the year. We just got to get back in rhythm. I mean, people forget now. Before we were starting to hit on offense now. Before Penson got hurt, we had 79 on Tennessee. Tennessee had the second best defense in the country. I mean, we were in control of that thing, and we were starting to really hit on offense with him out there and him kind of controlling things. And you know, it's been a slugfest. It's been a little bit of a struggle without him, but I think he's starting to come back. He's starting to feel better. Starting to look better. He moved really, really well yesterday at practice. He went back in last night after we got to the hotel and did our film. He went back in and had a good shooting session at 9:30 last night, from 9:30 to 10:30 with our guys, with one of our graduate assistants, and we were down there watching. And so I think he's rounding back into form. I don't mean he's going to be ready to play 30 minutes, but I think he can give us some more minutes. Which will be helpful, and so we're not that far off from being better on offense. It's not going to be pretty. That's just kind of the group we've got this year. We're not going to be as pretty on offense, but I think we can be effective. If we could score, 1.05 points per possession. We're at 1.07 on Saturday, and get back to holding teams in the 0.9s, 0.85 to 0.89s, or 0.85 to 0.9s. I mean, we'll be in business. So we just got to get back to that, and we've been close, and we've got to get this rhythm and chemistry as we come down the stretch here.
I know you'd adapt if they tipped the thing off at 1 a.m., but what do you make of these 8 p.m. tip-offs? How do you like them? How does your squad spend the day after a long day waiting on a tip-off like this?
I mean, look, it's part of it. We played at 11 a.m. on Saturday, so. Yeah. That's just part of it, the way TV works. And so, look, I mean, the 8 a.m. tip, it is what it is, and we've got a long day, so they'll go to class. We're actually getting ready to have breakfast out here at the hotel here at 8, and then we'll go to class. We'll come back. We'll have shoot around from 2:30 to 4. We'll go into a stretching routine and a lifting routine after that, and then they'll come back and do their shooting routine. Then we'll just get straight into warm up. So. It's just a little bit different routine. Our stuff's pushed a little bit further back, but it should be a normal day for us, as we did it last Wednesday as well. So I know it's a little bit late for some of the fans, the 8 p.m. tips, and they don't like it, but hopefully we can have a great student turnout like we had last week against Texas A&M. That was phenomenal. That really, really helped our team. And, those students are just getting started at 8 o'clock at night most nights.
Yeah. Balcony Bengals are just they're pre-gaming at 8 p.m.
It'd be a little early for them.
Hopefully we can get a great student turnout tonight.
Recruiting seems like it's going good.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Boot up, baby.
We're gonna have to get in this portal here at the end here and get us one or two more. But I like where we're heading. I like how we're shaping for next year and the following year. But we're doing all right now. We're gonna wait till this season ends and get in this portal and see if we can get us a couple more pretty good pieces here.
Boot up. We will see you tonight at the 8 o'clock tip-off versus Ole Miss. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks so much. Boot up, guys.
Yes, sir.